Hello, 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 my friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in this beautiful world. If you're here, please kindly put a like and say hello in the chat so I know that you're here. Uh, Also, as always, before we begin, you'll be able to find the link to my private Patreon group where I have all my portfolio, trades, investments, and everything, and market updates, basically everything that I do. You'll be able to find the link to that in the comments down below of this video once the live is over, and also in the description of this video. And before we start saying hello to everyone as always and answering questions, let's talk about what's happening in the market. Once again, nothing different has happened. Bitcoin is still stuck in the same range it's been stuck in for a very long time. Many altcoins are stuck in a range that they've been stuck in for a very long time. Nothing exciting has happened. We do know one thing, that after such long periods of consolidation, that whatever happened next, whether or not it was an upward or downward explosion, that it was quite aggressive. So whatever happens, our plan is, if the higher low for Bitcoin holds, allow the coin to keep climbing higher. Bitcoin starts climbing and drags alts up with it. Many alts pump much harder than Bitcoin, and we observe to make sure that it's making high highs and high lows. And once it's time, we start setting trailing take profits and taking profits in general and laddering out of the market. If the high low does not hold, and the aggressive move turns out to be a downward move, then we see how low the prices went. So basically, did the prices go low enough and form new lows, or did they retrace to simply something like 20K Bitcoin or 17K Bitcoin, which is insignificant for us people who have loaded up roughly at those entries and lower. Why could it be significant though? Well, since Bitcoin dominance is going up, many coins also that have already crashed like 95% can be dragged down much further along with Bitcoin if Bitcoin crashes there. All that's required is to see whether or not new lows are formed in accordance with the millennial spreadsheet. If new lows are formed, we execute in accordance with the millennial spreadsheet, in accordance with the percentages indicated there. If we get the entries. If we don't get the entries, we do nothing. We sit on our hands and we hold the wonderful and fantastic entries that we already have, right? Very straightforward. In addition to that, the other day, if you follow me on Twitter, I posted this chart of XRP with a certain trend line that has been there for 4 years now, which has been revisited 4 times. With XRP, and every single time the trend line was touched, XRP pumped pretty well, at least I believe 92 or 95%, and as much as like 900% or something. Another one was like 500% pump. The other one was like 200% pump. So, and there are no guarantees in this market, but if that trend line is touched, one of the swing trades we're going to have with XRP is going to be there. It's posted on Twitter. It's one of those things that I gave for free. So if the market goes there, if I were you, I would buy a bag of XRP there and sell it from that trend line for, like, you never should be looking for a top. I would sell for somewhere around 60 to 70 or 80% profit, maybe even less, just to make sure that you secure a great profit if you're swing trading, which I'll be doing if we get those entries. Of course, there'll be other entries in XRP. Like I said, I'll be swing trading in the 30 cent to the 5 cent range. So if you're interested in that, you can always join the Patreon, and we'll be swing trading there with trades anywhere from 50 to 150% profit. Sometimes it will be 50%, sometimes it will be around 100%, sometimes it will be around 150%, depending on what the market gives us. It's actually quite amazing what you can achieve with swing trading, right? Although I'm not much of a trader, especially day trader, the main thing that I do is investing and playing the cycle. That's how I've made life-changing money, and that's how I believe that we'll make more life-changing money. And that's what we basically do. However, when we do get great opportunities to swing trade, we'll do just that. For example, if you were following me in the last cycle, you know that we've got some amazing swing trades with XLM. I've been so busy lately that swing trading has already been a big focus of mine. But since now a lot of my members do want to swing trade, we're going to do just that once we get the wonderful entries, and if we get them. Once we get them, we're going to do exactly what we did with XLM. I'm going to be walking you through every single trade live, teaching you my psychology behind the trade, telling you where I opened. You'll see live how much I bought with at what price. One thing, for example, one thing that I don't do, right? So very often you have these paid trading groups, and I know this because I'm subscribed to many of them to see what's being showed and to see the market conditions. Basically, a lot of stuff that I use for my research. Very often, what they do, for example, they say they do stuff that I would not do. Right? I call it BS. Basically, what they do is, for example, they say if XRP holds, I don't know, 30 cents. I'm buying at 32 cents. If it goes to 29 cents, it's my stop loss. I'm selling. And if it bounces to 48 cents, I'm selling, right, for a profit. I believe that's useless. What I believe works and works very well and will teach you how to swing trade is exactly what we're going to do. First of all, I'll make a live video on every single trade that we open. You'll see the exact amount that I open with and the entry where it happened. Secondly, once we open that trade, right, once I open it, you will know within like a minute or two that the trade has been opened. We will not have, like, of course, in my head, I will have a target, right? But I will not be sharing it because if I share it, I believe many people will be looking for that exact target and then miss out because I work with rough estimates. So let's say for example, I say we just bought at roughly 30 cents, let's say 35 or 28 cents. We're looking to sell at roughly 48 or 52 cents. Now everybody's looking for exactly 48 or 52 cents. That's not the way I work. So once it pumps, I might even sell at 44 cents, depending on, once again, how I feel the market is doing, currently what's happening in the market, what the conditions are. And I'm going to be walking you through every single thought of the trade, right? So what we're going to do is if we get the entries, we execute the entry. If it's a 2 cents or below or above, it doesn't really matter. You'll be able to enter, and then we're going to be selling. And the moment I sell, you're going to get an update on Patreon knowing that was sold. The whole goal is basically to take $30,000, right? I'm going to show you this once again live. Nobody's going to be able to say that it doesn't work because apparently, like, people are really proud of the swing trades that they do out there, and I just want to show how quite easy it is if you're patient. So what we're going to do is basically I'm going to take like $30,000 and turn that into around $500,000 in probably like around 2 years' time. I believe it will take the swing trades. If we go as low, depending on how low we go, right? If XRP really goes as low as 30 to 5 cent range, probably will throw in 50K because I would fill more entries. But if it doesn't go as low as 5 cents, 10 cents, then it's going to be only around 30K. The point is, depending on how low we go, is going to be anywhere from 30 to 50K, and we're going to turn that into $500,000 or more in 2 years, swing trading 50 to 150% profits, roughly like 90%, 80% on average. And you'll see the wonders that it does and how it changes your psychology also. But that's, of course, swing trading. In terms of investment in our long-term bags, we hold the long-term bags that we have. We have some wonderful entries. We've always expected the market to potentially go much lower, where we have more entries. If it goes low enough, we execute and we hold. We wait for Euphoria phase to kick in. We wait for basically market makers and an institutional investor to create hype again, and to make sure that this hype machine lures in the retail investor, who is always used to exit liquidity, because unfortunately the retail investor always floods into the market when the institutional machine wants them to flood in. What do I mean by that? The institutional machines and companies, they own websites, radio channels, TV channels, news channels, magazines. They own basically everything that is targeted at you, that's in front of you, right? Advertisements, all of that is like geared to get some kind of reaction from you. So what happens is after massive crashes, 80, 90% crashes, you can go right now on Google Trends and research Bitcoin. You'll see that the interest in Bitcoin and crypto is down roughly 90%. So what happens is they generate stuff like during the FDX crash fear, make sure that basically the retail investor doesn't want to get in at the time he's supposed to get in. So you don't get in. Then they start, buying, slowly pumping the market up. And once it has gone up enough, basically everybody starts talking, like the websites that they own, the news channels that they own, basically everything that they own is targeted towards talking about the wonderful green candles. The fact that let's say Ethereum has pumped 1,000%, the fact that Bitcoin has pumped 500%, the fact that coins are broken their all-time highs, the fact that these celebrities are buying, the fact that your favorite household name is advertising some crypto project, the fact that you saw a Coinbase, commercial on TV, the fact that Paris Hilton is now Binance ambassador, whatever, right? You get the point where I'm trying to get that. That's what's thrown in front of you. And that's basically what is called the Euphoria phase. And that's exactly where we're going to be isolating ourselves and ignoring the noise and taking heavy profits and laddering out of the market and setting trailing profits. It's going to take time to get there. I've always thought it is going to take time. I know that A lot of people get confused because you have a lot of these big numbers thrown in your face every single day, these big predictions, and you hear the word soon very often, and you hear these time frames like this year that Bitcoin is going to go to new all-time highs, or that it's going to go to 200 or $250,000, or XRP is about to leave the train is about to leave the station, is about to pump to $10 this year, or that the flip will be switched and Q1 2024 is going to pump straight to $100. I know that there's a lot of information being thrown in your face, and don't get distracted by that, right? This creates false narratives and basically creates disappointment when these things don't happen. So don't allow yourself to buy into this nonsense, right? All you have to do is be patient, understand that it's going to take time for the market to develop and the euphoria phase to kick in. But all you have to do is simply dollar cost average at new lows, hold the wonderful entries that you have, and keep reminding yourself that the bad times end and every single bear market, financial crisis, recession, and depression ends. And what comes next is growth, higher highs and higher lows, and wonderful profits, right? And when those wonderful profits come, you have to keep in mind that basically every single bull market ends just like every single bear market. Remember the message I keep reiterating, my friends. We hold the wonderful entries that we got. Currently, the many coins out there are not high enough to sell, and they're not low enough to buy. So we hold the entries that we have, but we do not force entries. Very, very important that we do not force entries. We will only buy once again if we get new lows, only at new lows. Very crucial and very important. I know a lot of people are proponents and really like to buy randomly. I know that you've been on Twitter today. Basically, I've been on Twitter myself. I'm on Twitter a lot. I'm working 24/7 in crypto. That's what I do. I'm full-time crypto. So there's a lot of material that I consumed, paid and not paid, to see what's happening in the market. It was being shilled basically to the retail investor out there. And I know that what you see every single day on crypto Twitter is things like Bitcoin God candle incoming, new all-time highs this year, that Dogecoin to $5 or $10, XRP straight to $10. I don't know, Ethereum to 20K coming next year. I know you see a lot of the stuff, right? It's very important to make sure that you process what goes through your mind, right? When you've been in this market for as long as I have, there are certain profiles that you just ignore, right? So you kind of follow certain profiles for market sentiment, right? You want to make sure that certain things are happening. Like, I'm not going to call out any names and say certain things because a lot of people are going to get upset, and I'm not here to fight or create basically drama. I'm here to make money. But you'll probably know what I'm referring to. I've been in this market since 2016, and you just want to make sure that certain things are being said and that's happening to get a sentiment of the market, right? So you keep seeing on CT, like I said, all this nonstop bullish stuff, and then you also see nonstop bearish stuff. Like, they're perma bulls and perma bears, right? The doom boys always tell you that we're gonna crash much lower. The moon boys always tell you that we're gonna crash, pump much higher. I really try to push forward this idea that you should let go of this notion of being a bear or a bull. This only happens when we're trading. I understand when you're trading, you have to become a bear or a bull because you kind of have to make a short-term decision, even if it's a swing trade, right? But when you're investing and using the method that we use, I like to get rid of the concept of bear or bull, right? I only use it in some severe cases just to really get across basically in which way the portfolio is heavily leaning right now, right? Is it heavily bullish or bearish? But I like the concept of what I'm saying. Just forget that's not what's showed to you, that you have to be a bear or a bull, that you have to be positive all the time or skeptic all the time. Let go of that notion, right? You don't have to be like everybody else. Think of the market as, I keep reiterating and repeating it, think of the market in nothing but percentages. Imagine the market is percentages. Imagine your computer that's programmed to think of the market in percentages. Imagine you don't know all the news out there. Imagine you don't know what the news narrative are, the utility use cases, the teams, the people. Imagine none of that exists. Imagine you're a computer and all you see in this market is percentages, right? And all that you're programmed to do is buy once the market is on average down 85%, depending on basically blue chips anywhere from 70% to 99%, depending on the mid caps anywhere from 85% to 99%, and depending on small caps anywhere from 90% to 99% or 95% to 99%, right? Small caps. So that, and all you do is accumulate and diversify in that range at new lows with equal amounts of money without favoring one project over another. And you understand that basically now you have to be patient for big percentage increases to come after big percentage decrease, right? So all you have to do is wait for huge percentage decrease, buy and dollar cost average and diversify at new lows without trying to catch the bottom. Yes, sometimes, very often, temporarily, you'll be at an unrealized loss. All you have to do is bear through the pain, wait, then you wait for big percentage increases. You have your targets, of course. You start laddering out with profits, or you get out when the target is hit. Once the market is already toppy, what do I mean by toppy? When you see that there are a lot of coins out there that have pumped 1,000 to 10,000%. So when you open, for example, let's say the first 100, 200 coins on coin market cap, and many of them have pumped 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, or more than 10,000%. There's a lot of coins out there like that. You start setting trailing take profits, right? This guarantees that even if your targets is not hit, and I guarantee that many of the targets that we have are not going to be hit, and most of the targets that people have out there are not going to be hit either. This guarantees that you get out in great profit either way and outperform the majority of the market, right? Because perfection is not required. All that's required is buy low, sell high without chasing the top and without chasing the bottom. So that's pretty much it. That's all that we have to do. Wait for a huge percentage decrease. Dollar cost average new lows with equal amounts of money, diversify without favoring one coin over another. Wait, understand that every single project, no matter how wonderful the team, utility, use case, no matter what's happening out there, I don't care what that project is doing, understand that every single coin is simply a speculative asset at this point in the market that either takes money from you or gives you money, right? The only use case of any coin out there right now, the true use case is either putting money in your pocket or taking money from your pocket. You're either sponsoring somebody's lifestyle or somebody's sponsoring your lifestyle. You're either going to donate money to somebody and make their life better, or somebody's going to donate money to you and make your life better. That's the truth of it, guys. That's it. All these utility use cases don't matter for now. There will eventually come a time in the market, basically, when regulations hit heavy and the markets are restructured, and we have this crypto.com bubble like we did with stocks, and it starts mattering, and basically the market becomes much slower. The growth is more organic and all that. It's not as hardcore as it is right now. It's not the Wild West. Yes, and then it will start mattering. Until then, there's nothing to suggest that anything different is going to happen because proof is in the charts. I know that people keep saying that this time is different, that we're not going to, for example, a lot of people are now saying that we're not going to pump hard. We're going to pump hard because I've talked about this back when I was selling Bitcoin near the all-time highs. I was saying that we're about to drop 70, 80, 90%. We'll accumulate. People told me this time is different. It's not going to happen because institutional adoption and institutional money and all the good stuff, basically, right, is not going to let the price drop, right? I ignored that and I said the price is going to drop despite all the stuff about utility use cases and institutional and worldwide adoption that you're hearing. What happened? It dropped. We already bought 17, 80% crashes, and I hope we get the 90% crash so we can buy that too, roughly. And back then, when I was talking about this, I also mentioned, keep in mind that when we do drop there, roughly in that accumulation phase, that what was going to resurface is people saying that we're never going to pump hard again, that this time is different, and we're not going to set new all-time highs and all this stuff. I talked about that back then, right? And that's exactly what's happening now. Many people are already believing that this time is different and we're not going to see new all-time highs. We are going to see new all-time highs. It's a matter of time. Yes, the crypto market cycle can become longer. It might become prolonged. Yes, there might be a huge wipeout before the huge price increases come, but it does not change the fact that the market will eventually pump hard and many millionaires will be created. Those who basically survive the crypto winter, they're going to reap the rewards in the crypto bull market, euphoria phase, basically. It's very important to be able to have the right market psychology. It's very important not to be down right now, and it's very important not to be down if we're getting lost. For example, let's say Bitcoin crashes under 10K or $5,000. Panic is going to ensue. We're going to have some very, very scary narratives where basically everybody's talking about recession, depression 2.0, and that this is the worst financial crisis, that basically you're going to see some insane narratives. Basically, so many people are going to be shaken out. There's going to be a huge black swan event. A lot of people are basically going to lose it. Perfect time to invest, and that's where many targets from a millionaire spreadsheet will be hit if that happens. Whether or not it happens, we don't know. We already have some great entries. We're going to hold those. But in order to get great entries, we need big crashes. Whenever we have big crashes, we have very scary narratives accompanying these crashes. Don't forget about the COVID crash. Like, were you here during the COVID crash? I can tell you what was happening in crypto. We had crude oil go below zero for the first time in history. We had factories who ceased working. People were getting laid off and fired left and right. Restaurants and companies were going under. It was insane. Basically, people were saying that the economy has changed forever. Many people were saying that it's like literally the end of the world, or the end of the world as we know it. Many people thought that COVID is literally going to kill like 1/3 of the world or 1/4 of the world population. It was insane out there. Like, it was crazy. The stuff you were reading, you literally think that you're living in the end times, right? Keep that in mind. Go read the articles. You don't have to take my word for it. Go read the articles that were out there and the sentiment that was there. I remember it very well. What was it? It was the perfect buying opportunity, right? Perfect buying opportunity. And you had doom boys nonstop predicting that we're going to die, we're going to crash hard, and the Bitcoin is going to zero, and stocks are going to zero, and depression 2.0 is here, and all that. Perfect buying opportunity. Before that, in the first cycles, we had basically China banning Bitcoin, and basically the whole world banning Bitcoin, and then basically governments going against Bitcoin and crypto, and basically that's never going to be adopted, and these huge crashes, and Bitcoin going down, and people getting scammed. Terrible time in crypto. Perfect opportunity to buy, basically, when it seemed like the end of the world. Then let's see, after COVID, we had the FDX collapse, right? Once again, terrible sentiment. Everybody's saying that's the end of the world. One of the biggest exchanges in the world goes down. An exchange that was advertised by big celebrities that everybody knew about, big money invested in it, a lot of it, like institutional players in there, goes down. We're still here. We still survived. We got our fantastic entries. Here we are. Many of those entries bounced. Entries for Bitcoin, Ethereum, other coins are in profit. You know what I mean? It's like, ignore the noise. I keep saying this. Always ignore the noise. And it's very important not only to ignore the noise during bear markets. It's also very important to ignore this noise during bull markets. It's very important not to deviate from the plan. Why is the million spreadsheet so on point and important? Because it sticks to percentages, first thing, and the fact that it's a written out plan. Of course, some things will be adjusted, some things will happen, they will not happen, but it's very important to have a written out plan that you follow, right? It's very important because at least when you're shifting something, or you decided that you're going to get out earlier, or you're going to start setting trailing take profits way earlier, something like that, at least you're, excuse me, guys, at least you're aware of the fact that you're doing that. You're not emotionally doing stuff. You can't just change something and then pretend it didn't happen. It's there in front of you on the paper, right? And it's something you have to follow, right? It's like, imagine you're a computer and you have to follow that. And to basically rewire that and change the program, something drastic needs to happen in the market for you to change your mind, right? Let's see, what else can I say, my friends? I hope I got the point across. Don't force entries. We hold the entries that we got already. Ignore all narratives that you have out there. If we get new entries, it will be very scary. If we get higher highs and higher lows and we start going up a lot, it's going to be fantastic. Ignore whatever the sentiment is. Simply look at percentages and the numbers on the screen. That's all that matters, because these numbers on the screen, eventually when we press the sell button, they're transferred into our bank accounts, and these numbers on the screen become numbers in the bank. And these numbers in the bank we can actually spend and have make our lives better, right? It doesn't matter basically if you have one, like for example, I also mentioned this on Twitter the other day. As one of my students, members on Patreon, he's in my top VIP tier, platinum tier, and he came to me. When he came to me, he was down a lot, and at one point he had like 2.1 million in unrealized profits, and he was subscribed to a certain group. Once again, I'm not going to call any names. Because I'm not here to cause drama. I'm just here to make a point, right? And the group that he was subscribed to, the person was telling him that coins are going to keep pumping, don't take profits, everything's going to pump hard. Bitcoin is going to 200K, Ethereum is going to 20K, Telcoin is going much higher, and many other coins are going much, much higher, basically, right? Many coins. And so he didn't sell anything, and he didn't have any trading. Very important part, he did not have trading take profits. So he did not have basically a stop loss and make sure you get out in great profit if a target is not hit, and fully get out of the market. Do not rotate profits, only buy back partially with profits after huge crashes. He had none of those rules, nothing of that. So he got wiped. Imagine turning like, just over 100K into 2.1 mil and then watching it go down drastically, right? It's a pretty painful process. And this time around, I'm going to make sure that he sells. I'm going to make sure that he puts that money in his pocket, that it's in his bank account. The point that I'm trying to make, my friends, is that numbers on the screen are only numbers on the screen. They're not real, right? I just posted also this other video on Twitter the other day. I hope maybe you've seen it, from the Wolf of Wall Street, where they basically talk about that this money is not real unless it's in your bank account, right? Because unrealized profits, they're just numbers on the screen. It doesn't matter if you have even $10 million in unrealized profits there in front of you on the exchange, unless you press the sell button and those numbers are transferred into your bank account, and there are actual numbers, digits that you can use to buy stuff and make your life better, right? unless that's the case, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, so many people are proud of the fact that they've been holding since, I don't know, 2016, 2017, that at one point they were up like 20, 30,000% or something. And now they're back down to like, I don't know, up like 2,000% or 3,000% or something like that. And they're proud of that. And like, my point is, what are you proud about, right? Like, what is it that you're exactly proud of? You just missed out on life-changing gains. Like, if you were up 20 or 30,000%, that's the kind of ROI nobody ever guessed in any other market. You should have sold that, pocketed the profits, and now you could reinvest that. And, you know, basically, I don't really understand when people say stuff like, I'm never selling, holding, diamond hands, laser eyes. All of that is nonsense. Never be part of that. If you're going to be a part of any basically like ideal movement in crypto, you should be a profits maximalist. Don't be a Bitcoin maximalist, Ethereum maximalist, XRP maximalist, Dogecoin maximalist, any coin maximalist. Be a profits maximalist. Be a maximalist of making money for yourself and your family and making your life better. Let's see what you're saying, my friends. Louis D, hi, how are you doing, bud? While you're here, please kind of pull a like, my friends. Oscar Montedescoa, sorry if I didn't say your name correctly, brother. You're saying hi, Rob. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Ready for this XRP challenge. Let's go. Oscar, absolutely, my friend. I hope we get some wonderful entries. If we don't get wonderful entries, we're not forcing any entries. We already have XRP that we're holding long term. So if we are to trade, we have to get some fantastic entries. The only way that you can maximize the chances of having a great swing trade and like kind of guaranteed, although nothing is guaranteed, but basically maximize to the maximum the chances of getting a great swing trade is making sure that you get great entries. If you don't have great entries, you're not your chances of having a great swing trade are minimal. So we have to be patient and see if we get fantastic entries. If we do get fantastic entries that are much lower than the current price, we're going to swing trade and make a good buck as we wait for the Euphoria stage. Darcy, hey there, my friend. How are you doing? Good to see you here. Miracle, what's up? Rafael Allah, good to see you here, brother. And Doreen Lindsay, good to see you too. He's saying, hey, brother, good to be here with you all. Awesome to have you all here. Thank you, the regular people, everyone who joins. Love seeing you here, guys. Hack says, hello, brother Rob. Hope you're doing well. I'm well, brother. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining. Awesome is here. Hi there, brother. Good to see you here. International Crypto Asset and just saying, good evening, Rob. Good evening, my friend. Mr. Jack is saying, hope you're well, buddy. Patient member here. Mr. Jack, good to see you here. Good to see members always, always, always. Damien Black is saying, let's go, brother. International Crypto Asset and just saying, sipping some wine and hanging out with you, my brother, is a nice round up to the evening. Awesome, my friend. Enjoy your wine. You deserve it. It's the weekend. I'm going to have a few beers later on myself. Jerome, thank you very much, my friend. Hope you're having a good time in the Netherlands. Very easy hydroponics. Good to see you. Hello. Darcy, I love that you guys always say hi to each other. Love to see that. Ismail Mohammed is saying, hi, Rob. So good to join today. Ismail Mohammed, good to see you. W. Taylor is saying, good afternoon, Rob. Hope you and your family are doing well. We're very well. Thank you, brother. I hope you and your loved ones are well, too. Ismail Mohammed is saying, new coins in the market that have pumped quite significantly, say 5x to 10x, taking a little retrace here and there. Say you do your own research and believe it's good buy. Do you buy them or still buy after big dip? Ismail Mohammed, very difficult to answer, right? Because if you're in my patient, I believe you are, brother, right? At least you were. And especially if you're $99 tier, you know how I do my research, right? I'm very, very thorough with the way I do my research. I'm subscribed to many paid groups. I like there's a very certain way that I go about it, right? Because I don't believe in utility use cases. Like I said, I believe in percentages and basically buying, pump and dump coins, which is every single coin in crypto. Buy after huge crash, sell after big pump. That's it. Put money in your pocket and change your life. So very difficult to answer because whenever I pick out a 100x coin for the $99 tier, a lot of time goes into that. Sometimes it can take me a month or 2 months. Sometimes I've been maybe looking at the coin for a year to find and execute an entry there. And I do some very heavy and extensive research. To answer your question, I don't know how to answer that because I've probably gone through, like, it wouldn't be an over exaggeration to say probably that at this point I've probably gone through around 1,000 coins, looked like 1,000 charts, read up about 1,000 coins by now. And the fact that out of all that stuff, I picked out only around 30x coins, it tells you something, right? So the only way I can answer that is most probably a coin that you would think of going for, I would probably not even touch. So you see what I mean? But if you believe in the coin, you think it's going to do well, go for it. Awesome. Hi, Rob. When do you plan to release the XRP Exit Strategy on Patreon? Thank you. Awesome. It's a good question. The thing is, like I said, I've wrote it twice and I've already trashed it twice because I still can't decide on the volatility of XRP. I want to see basically right now what XRP is going to do. Is it going to make a high low and then a high, or is it going to retrace to the 30-cent and lower range? Once that happens, it will be a lot easier for me to decide exactly the approach I'm going to take for the exit strategy of XRP. Is it going to be more conservative, or am I going to be like, more permitting with it? Am I going to give it more like room? Because I really don't want to mess it up. Since I do have a lot of XRP, I really want to pocket great profits. I just don't want to butcher the job. And I know that many people are waiting for that. I'm very well aware of that. And that's exactly why I want to make sure that I don't butcher the job. That's exactly why I want to make sure that we take great profits no matter what happens in the market. And I just want to see what the market does before I basically take a decision and go with that. Crypto Eyes is saying, here, Rob, just have to say, I respect your discipline to keep 45% of the sideline. That is difficult to do, in my opinion. Crypto Eyes, cheers, brother. Yeah, is it difficult to do? I want to say that it's difficult to do for me by now. I guess the fact that I have a very significant sum in the market makes me feel comfortable because I know that I'm going to make life-changing gains either way. And at the same time, the market drops hard. I know that the only way I can bring down my average significantly and make sure that significant sum makes me a significant amount of money is if I dollar cost average significantly at new lows with the sum that's just as significant. So, I think of it as pure reason, I guess, pure logic. I don't think of it as an emotional factor. I think of it as strictly percentages and math and probabilities, right? Making sure that I can do everything I can to make sure that the market is in my favor. Crypto Thundercat is saying, good morning, bro. Low P. Hilton as a Binance ambassador. What do you mean, brother? I don't say silly question, but when the Euphoria stage kicks in, I'm thinking it would make sense to trade from more than one computer laptop to see. Would you agree? Crypto Thundercat, I don't know why. Why? What do you mean, brother? I don't see a reason to do that personally unless I'm missing something. Please point it out to me. Dan K was saying, hi, Rob, great advice and thanks for sharing your journey with us. Cheers, brother. Thank you for being here. It's really awesome to have so many. People on this journey. I'm really glad that we have thousands of students on Patreon right now and thousands of members on Patreon. Because before I had the problem of like in the first cycle, practically nobody was listening to me. In the second cycle, the last one that we had, I had way more people listening to me. And in this cycle, I'm really glad that we have thousands of members on Patreon. At least now, this time around, I know that thousands of people will make life-changing money. That'll change thousands of lives. So I'm really glad, that people, I don't even know how to put it. I guess I would say that I'm really glad that people are going to get what they finally deserve. After years of being basically had by moon boys and doom boys and really not knowing how to navigate the market, I'm doing everything I possibly can to work all the members through every single step to the market. And I can't wait for the Euphoria phase, basically, where we'll be posting our never basically our dollar valuation, but our percentage profits. And people will be like, damn, they did it again. They did it again. Third cycle. It's as simple as that. These guys kept telling us, whenever listen, maybe we should start doing what they're talking about. I can't wait for people's life to change because I've changed mine. And it's a beautiful thing when you're financially free and you can do what you want, So I really hope to do that for the rest of you. Menzon Guest House is saying, thanks for all your time. Menzon, thank you for all your time. Thank you, everyone, for your time. I appreciate the fact that you come join and talk crypto here. Awesome is saying, thank you for answering my question. The teddy bear met with the Riddler in London. It's confirmed, $1 billion XRP, baby. Good joke, brother. Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, the teddy bears and the riddlers are out of control. They always have been out of control. The most ridiculous thing is that these people have such huge followings. It's insane. And after years of complete BS and nonsense and nothing happening, people somehow still believe them. I don't know how. I have no idea how that works. No idea, but it does. Either way, my friends. All right, we're 35 minutes in. I really appreciate your time. Please kind of put a like while you're here. And members, I'll catch you in the DMs on Patreon. I am working on a market update, by the way, so it will be published probably tomorrow. As for everyone else, I'll catch you on Twitter if you want to interact. Thank you for your time. I wish you an amazing weekend. Bye-bye.